Good day, everyone. Welcome to Minimalism Art. So before we start, let me introduce to you our objectives for this topic. First is we identify what minimalism art is. Second, who are the main or leading contributors of this art and what are their influential works. And lastly, is we identify what are the characteristic of minimalism art. So by the way, my name is Sherlyn Biares Marcelo and together with me, Ate Mariel Ancheta, but for today's report, I'll be the one to present this topic. So let's get started. First to the history of minimalism art. So the minimalism art movement is one of the most influential of the 1960s, emerging in New York City among a number of young artists who were moving away from the abstract expressionism and favored a sleek, geometric aesthetic instead, which would manifest itself minimalist art. Earlier Earlier European abstract movements greatly influenced American minimalist art creators. In that period, work by the Dutch De Stijl artists, Russian constructivists, and members of the German Bauhaus were being shown in the New York. Each of these groups had pioneered radical abstraction and inspired artists like Donald Judd, Dan Flavin, and Robert Morris to explore new directions in their art. So in here, ang tatandaan nyo lang dito is that minimalism art started in 1960s in New York City. Nag-start ito dahil yung mga artists nung abstract expressionism ay na-inspire gumawa ng ibang genre ng art. And dito na-discover nila yung tinatawag nating minimalism art. Ang mga halimbawa ng mga artist na na-inspire ng minimalism art or naka-discover ng minimalism art is Donald Judd, Dan Flavin, and Robert Morris. Dito nag-start ang minimalism art. So, mamaya mas makikilala pa natin sila. Okay, so let's now proceed to the leading contributors of the minimalism art. So, these are the artists in minimalism art. Donald Judd, Dan Flavin, Carl Andre, Sol LeWitt, Frank Stella, Agnes Martin, Robert Morris, Mary Kors, John McCracken, Larry Bell, and Robert Irwin. So, mamaya mas makikilala pa natin sila. So, now let's proceed to their works. First is this art piece or this artwork accomplished by Dan Flavin in his exhibition. This artwork by Dan Flavin is entitled "And to Don Jude Colorist." Flavin created a series of 5 T-shapes using fluorescent tube lights, a minimalist approach influenced by artist Donald Judd. The work dedicated to Judd showcases the mixing of adjacent colors, a feature Judd never explored. Flavin dedicated his sculpture to artists, philosophers, collectors, and dealers after 1963. So ito, ginawa to ni Dan Flavin para sa kanyang kaibigan na si Don Jude. Kasi, first of all, si Dan Flavin ay na-inspire sa kanyang kaibigan na si Don Jude. Kaya naman, naisipan niyang ipakita ito sa kanya at gumawa ng kakaiba, which is yung may mga kulay naman, para ipakita ito sa kaibigan niyang si Don Jude na hindi niya pa nagagawa yung ganitong artwork. So, Yun yung story sa artwork na to. So, next. Next is The Die Fan Hawk by Frank Stella in 1959. So, Die Fan Hawk was named after the official marching song of the Nazis, but appears to be meaningless with the exception of its title. It is a work within a larger series of black paintings by Stella. In this painting, the lighter lines are in fact raw canvas that was left blank between its broad black stripes. This monochromatic work is one of the best-known works to challenge the abstract expressionist movement. So ito, create siya ni Frank Stella noong 1959. Kung ating papansinin, black canvas lang siya with white grid lines. Pero sabi dito, meaningless siya. And sabi naman sa title which is Die Fan Hawk, na ang ibig sabihin is the flag on high. So ito siguro yung binigay na title ni Frank Stella kasi sabi dito, pinangalanan niya ito after the official marching song of the Nazis. So, yun lang yung description ng artwork na to. Next is the Robert Morris entitled Mirrored Cubes in 1965 or 1971. Untitled Mirror Cubes not only exemplified Robert Morris as a minimalist art but also a conceptual one. Morris was performing at a ballet company when he came across large gray painted plywood boxes as stage props. Taking them to his practice, he covered these boxes in mirrors, advancing their visual properties and altering the modes of perception that surrounded them. Walking around these boxes, viewers are forced to confront themselves in their reflections. Suddenly, the act of admiring an artwork is cut by the act of looking. It has been cited to invade a gallery space due to his nature, evolving the experience of art beyond the visual. So, ito naman, na-inspire lang naman si Robert Morris nung napadaan siya. Minsan, nakita niya yung gray painted plywood boxes. And dun siya nagkaroon ng idea na what if lagyan niya ng mirror lahat ng side nito. So dito niya na-discover or na-create yung kanyang artwork which is the mirrored cubes. Itong mirrored cubes na to, syempre yung mga taong dumadaan dito or tumitingin sa artwork niya, makikita nila syempre yung reflection nila sa salamin. So, ito daw yung nagpo-force sa mga viewers to confront themselves. So, yun yung description ng artwork na to. Next is Agnes Martin with My Back to the World series in 1997. Agnes Martin made works that were non-representational, yet their titles highlighted a strong allure to nature. Martin was known for the grid work in her paintings that blend together minimalism and color field. She used these grids as an organizational element to her works, creating infinite variations of calming canvases with subtle colors. Her pastel bands of blue, peach, and yellow continued to highlight how art was exclusive of the corrupt outside world as she reduced the size of her canvases to handle them with more ease. So here, si Agnes Martin naman ay kilala sa paggawa ng mga artwork using grid lines or mga grid, yan. And lahat ng art piece niya is non-representational. Tapos, dito sa artwork na to, specific artwork na to, gusto niyang i-highlight yung corruption sa ating mundo. So, in general siya. So, yun yung inspiration niya sa paggawa ng artwork na to. So, next is Sol Lewitt wall drawing, number 260 at San Francisco Museum of Art in 1975. Lewitt's basic line drawings can be compared to the classical Italian fresco paintings, except they're modern. Type crayon on painted walls. So, kung napapansin nyo, yung mga line na yan, ginawa yan ni Sol Lewitz gamit ang crayon. And literal na pader yung ginawa niya ng artwork. So, yan yung result ng kanyang artwork. Next. Donald Judd Untitled, 1980. In the 1980s, Judd began creating vertically suspended attacks such as Untitled 1980. These works, still unable to be classified as painting or sculpture, created a new vocabulary of art due to their experiential nature. Using two different materials, aluminum and plexiglass, this work offers viewers to conflicting experiences. Opaque, intrusive forms from the side and obscure depths of space from the front. So, ito ay binubuo ng materials ng aluminum and plexiglass. Next naman, let's proceed to the characteristic of minimalism art. So, dito, iisa-isahin natin yung characters ng minimalism art. Kung napansin nyo kanina, sa mga artwork na pinakita ko, iba-iba sila ng genre. Merong light, merong simple lang, which is using grid lines. Meron ding cubes, mirrored cubes. And meron ding grid lines ulit. And sa wall. And ito naman using aluminum and plexiglass. So, yon. Based dun sa mga pinakita ko kanina, tutukuyin natin yung mga characters ng minimalism art. Paano nga ba natin masasabi ng isang artwork ay minimalism art or minimalist arts? So first, the characteristic of minimalism art is a variety of geometric shapes and patterns. So kanina, hindi ko masyadong na-emphasize itong characters na to. Pero sa mga nabanggit na leading contributors, which is si Sol Lewitt, ito talaga yung genre niya ng minimalism. So, first natin na clue para masabi natin na ang isang artwork ay minimalism art, marami siyang geometric shapes. Variety of geometric shapes. Pero kanina, pinakita ko naman kanina yung sa work ni yan, Sol Lewitt din to. Kitang-kita nyo naman sa wall na ginawa niya, iba't ibang shape. So, yan ang isang katangian ng isang minimalism art. And si Sol Lewitt talaga ay kilala sa paggawa ng ganitong genre ng minimalism art. So, yon, isang characters ng minimalism art. Next is as few forms as possible. So, hindi ko rin siya napakita kanina sa well-known artworks ng minimalism. Pero, isang characteristic ng minimalism ay talagang kakaunti lang talaga sila. Like itong work ni John McCracken entitled Mock make that monolith in Utah. So, si John McCracken ay kilala din sa paggawa ng mga artwork niya na gantong style. Parang isang poste lang siya, bilang lang sa daliri yung gawa niya. So mahilig siyang gumawa ng mga ganitong genre ng minimalism art. And matatawag mo siya minimalism dahil iilan lang talaga siya at bilang lang talaga sa kamay. So second is Untitled 1975 by Donald Jude. So si Donald Jude din, ganun din siya. Parang similar lahat ng artwork pero bilang lang din sa kamay. Yun yung isang characters ng minimalism art. And next is Mary Cor's Painting with Light. So, si Mary Cor's, kilala din siya na artist ng minimalism dahil sa mga painting niya na 2 or 3 kulay lamang. And most of the time, black and white and isang guhit lang talaga. So, yan ang characteristic ng minimalism art. Next. Few variations in color and shape used in repetition. So, sa minimalism art, nauulit yung shape, yung color, and yung variation. For example is this one by Agnes Martin. So, kung makikita nyo dyan, ang color niya lang is pink and black. Tapos, yung shape, grid lines lang talaga siya na vertical and horizontal. So, yun. Next naman is Frank Stella. Untitled din siya. Makikita nyo rin siya na square lang yung shape niya. Tapos, parang alternate yung kulay. And last is Dan Flavin, a retrospective lakma. So, si Dan Flavin din ay isang, yun nga kanina yung pinakita kong tea lights. Isang work niya din yun. So, isang work niya rin to. So, makita natin na one shape only, which is square. Tapos, lines niya is horizontal and vertical din. Tapos, yung kulay niya, few variations lang din. So, ito ay isa sa mga characteristics ng minimalism art. Next is often utilizing industrial or non-typical materials. So, example niyan is si Carl Andre in Brancusi. So, ang ginamit niya dito is kahoy, which is industrial material. So, masasabi mo ang isang artwork ay minimalism kung gumamit siya nito, which is the industrial materials. Second naman is Robert Irwin in Light and Space. So here, hindi lang industrial ang ipinapakita or ginagamit sa minimalism art. Pwede rin silang gumamit ng non-typical materials, which is this one, light naman yung ginamit ni Robert Irwin. Next one is Larry Bell, Jonathan Griffin. So yan, hindi natin alam kung ano yung ginamit niyang materials dyan. So non-typical talaga siya. And kung makikita mo, kakaunti lang din talaga yung shape and yung variation. Tapos isa lang yung kulay. So, madali natin ma-identify na ito ay isang minimalism art. Okay, so next. Precise edges and blatant borders. So, yan. Here naman, sabi dito, isang characteristic ng minimalism art ay may precise edges siya and blatant borders. So, example of this is Obituary by John McCracken, 1934-2011. So, here makikita mo naman talaga na shape siya ng triangle and may edges siya ng patulis sa taas, sa gilid, at sa kabilang gilid. So, makita mo talaga yung precise edges. So, masasabi mo siyang isang minimalism kapag nataglay niya itong characteristic na to. Second naman is Frank Stella, the Press Gang Sailor. So, dito naman may blatant border siya. Marami siyang sulok-sulok na pinapakita. And marami din siyang ginamit dito. Which is a minimalist kasi although complicated yung position niya, pero iisang artwork lang siya. So next is Carl Andre emerges to guide installation at daya. So here naman, makita niyo naman yung tamang places ng wood, 'di ba? Makita niyo yung mga precise edges niya, which is zigzag, 'di ba? Zigzag yung order nung kahoy. So may precise edges din siya. Isang artwork lang talaga siya. So that is considered as minimalism art. Next is monochromatism, black, white, gray. Black or white or gray is common in this form. So, madali natin ma-identify na siya ay minimalism art kapag ang kulay niya ay black and white or gray. So, karamihan kasi sa mga minimalism art, talagang black and white talaga yung kulay nila. May mga nauna akong pinakita kanina na black and white lang talaga yung kulay nila. Example of this is Sol Lewitt drawing instructions. So, si Sol Lewitt talaga, kilala talaga siya sa pag-drawing using black and white colors lang talaga. Parang yung kanina, nung gumawa siya sa wall. 'Di ba? Yung mga shape na nabuo niya or ginawa niya doon, black and white lang talaga yung kulay. So, considered as minimalism art. So, second naman is Robert Morris, Spruce Majors. So, dito naman, isang shape lang talaga siya, which is L shape. Pero, iba't ibang position. May nakabuka, may nakatayo, at may nakahiga. And then, ang kulay lang dito is black and white. Yung surroundings is white. Tapos, yung mismong artwork is black. So, considered as minimalism art. So, next naman is by Robert Irwin. Untitled din siya. In 1967, Mutual Art. So, here naman, ang ginamit naman dito is light para ma-project niya yung ganitong artwork. So, makikita din natin yung paggamit ng light, which is the white one. Tapos, yung shadow, that is the dark one. So, makita natin yung color ng black and white. So, consider as minimalism art. So, next. So, yan. So, yun yung mga characteristic ng minimalism art. So, in conclusion, minimalism, a new art style introduced in the 1960s, focuses on lines, colors, and geometry. Often referred to as ABC art, it expands on abstraction concepts and emphasizes the artist's role in creating meaning rather than resembling external reality. So here, sa binasa ko, sabi dito, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung mga pinakita kong artwork, mostly sa kanila is untitled. So, bakit nga ba untitled? At kung napansin nyo rin, karamihan sa mga artwork ng minimalism art ay parang walang meaning or meaningless in short. Kasi, ayon dito, yung mga artist daw ng minimalism art, mas focus sila sa pag-create ng different artwork. And, hindi kailangan ng meaning sa mga artwork na yon. Hindi nila kailangang ipaliwanag sa realidad. So, ayun dito. In addition, like abstraction, minimalism revolves around the idea that art should create its meaning and not be a carbon copy of anything else. So dito, sabi dito, yung minimalism art daw is parang abstraction. Kasi kung makikita natin yung abstraction, puro lines lang din siya and colors lang din. Which is parang wala ding meaning or mahihirapan tayong hanapin yung meaning nito. Pero, like abstractionism, ang minimalism din ay may idea na yung art yung nagki-create ng meaning and hindi dapat carbon copy ng iba. So, ayon din dito, and lastly, minimalism encourages the audience to react what is presented. So, itong last na sentence na to, ito yung pinaka-conclusion ng minimalism art. Sa minimalism art, wala siyang meaning kasi yung mga artist nagcre-create sila ng art and yung mga viewers nila or yung mga nakakakita ng mga gawa nila, sila yung bahalang umintindi or sila yung bahalang mag-interpret kung ano man yung nakikita nila sa art. So, yun yung definition or yun yung pinaka-conclusion ng minimalism art. So, it means to say na in minimalism art, subjective yung um subjective yung meaning or yung gustong ipakita ng mga artwork. So that's it. I hope you learned in our topic and that's all and thank you.